Hello every YouTube buddy! For all of you Fallout New Vegas fans, I thought I would share some footage with you that I shot during my visit to Las Vegas and other areas in Nevada over New Year's. Now, I'll show you on the strategy guide map where we are right now. Okay, so in the clip you just saw, we are traveling northbound on I-15, and I circled it here on the map, and that is the location just before the Mojave Outpost, which is in the southwesternmost part of the map. So let's jump to the first location that I visited. It's the junction of I-15 and Nevada 164, and Nevada 164 is the road to Nipton and to the Ivanpah dry lake bed. And here we are on I-15. Now the first thing you'll notice in just a second is the exit sign for Nipton. There it is right there. And that was, you'd get to Nipton if you took Nevada 164. And we'll go under Nevada 164 in just a moment. So we're looking toward Nipton and then also toward the Ivanpah dry lake bed just slightly to the south. And I'll show you some photos of that now. Now, both of these shots were taken when the lake is completely dried up. During heavy rains, water will spill into the valley for a short while, but that doesn't happen often. And there's a couple of interesting things about the lake bed. In Fallout New Vegas style, hundreds of thousands of gallons of water carrying radioactive waste spilled into and around the Ivanpah dry lake around the 1980s. So that was an interesting thing that I didn't know until I researched. But if you just take a look at these pictures, knowing that the ground is contaminated with this radioactive waste, it just seems like the last place on Earth that anyone would want to live. But look, they built around this dry lake bed, as you can see in this photo right here. Alright, now back to the map. I'm going to circle the next place that we're going to visit, and of course it is Primm on I-15. So here we go to Primm, and we are approaching Primm, and the first casino over to the left, that 15-story or so casino, is Whiskey Pete's, which has no equivalent in Fallout New Vegas. It just doesn't appear anywhere. But you'll see over to the right the Buffalo Bills Casino, which has a Fallout New Vegas equivalent, and that's actually the Bison Steve Casino, where the Raiders have taken over. Or actually, I think it's the Raiders. Okay, so it's, what does this say? Primm Valley Casino Resort. I think they're talking about Buffalo Bill Casino. Now, there is another casino that I don't cover. It's called Terrible's Casino. And Terrible's is actually the Vicky and Vince Casino in Fallout New Vegas. They even have Bonnie and Clyde's car usually on display in the casino, but when we were here it was actually on tour. Now here's a closer shot of Buffalo Bill, and you can see that the roller coaster that surrounds the casino is actually a steel roller coaster, but in Fallout New Vegas, of course, it's a wooden roller coaster. Alright, so in a moment we'll be back on I-15 and we'll pass a small town called Jean, and there is a location in Fallout New Vegas called Jean's Skydiving, and that's roughly where we are right now. And there is a small airport with the skydiving class. And then here's a really short clip that I slowed down because I wanted to show you the sign that we pass. See, it's the Red Rock Canyon turnoff. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to visit Red Rock Canyon, but it would have been nice. And now we go back to the map, and I'll show you the last place that we're going to visit on this little tour. So we'll hop over to the Strip next, and we'll get some great views of what's called the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. And in Fallout New Vegas, its equivalent is the Lucky 38 Tower. And here we are on the Strip, and there's strippers on the Strip. So we got all these signs. We'll take a look at all of them as we take a cruise down this road. So in front of us is the Stratosphere, which is again the Lucky 38 in Fallout New Vegas. There's some interesting things about the Stratosphere. First of all, there used to be a roller coaster at the top, which I think was called High Roller, but it was actually decommissioned, and it was totally ripped off of the tower. Except there are 2 other rides up there, and one is called X-Scream, because it literally catapults you off the edge of the top floor, and I think the top floor is the 107th floor, so it's definitely a tall one, and it's something you get a thrill from being catapulted off of it, even though it's not much of a ride. But if you're afraid of heights, you just simply can't get on it. It's impossible. Now look at this sign. It says Todd Motor Motel, but that looked an awful lot like the Tops Casino, didn't it? And there's Dino's. Oh, there's a jail, get out of jail free sign. Yeah, we get close enough so you can see where the roller coaster used to be, and the TV antenna at the top. And by the way, look at the sky in the background. That sunset is quite spectacular, isn't it? I've noticed that the sunsets here are all beautiful. Like the 3 nights I was here, the sunsets were all different. The sky was just very unique each of the 3 days. In fact, this particular sky looks like it was ripped right out of the game, doesn't it? Or the other way around. Someone ripped this sky and turned it into an image map and put it in the game. And lastly, this is the Stratosphere again, or Lucky 38, at night. And you can see other casinos in the general vicinity. They don't have any equivalent in Fallout New Vegas. There's just so many casinos in this city. In fact, I counted over 105, and I didn't even show you the biggest casinos. I just wanted to kind of focus on the ones that had an equivalent in Fallout New Vegas. Okay, and that's all for our little tour. Sorry I didn't get to explore more of the real-world locations that you find in Fallout New Vegas, but, well, I hope you enjoyed the few that we did hit. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time I visit Nevada.